the number of scams is potentially limitless.
How many of you have Scam Shield on your phone right now?
And rest assured that as long as I'm still in this post, we will fight till the end.
From 2017 to 2021, more than 60,000 scam cases reported with a combined loss of a staggering more than $1 billion. Based on a national prevalence survey of scams in 2020, we realized that while most people know about scams, they may not be aware of the specific measures that they can take to protect themselves from scams. We now want to bridge this awareness and action gap by promoting the ACT framework of Add, Check, and Tell.
Ladies and gentlemen, we unveil to you the I Can Act Against Scams campaign. This is on the role of individuals against scams. How can I act to protect myself?
From the banking data, we have seen all ages, from our young teenagers right up to our elderly folks, all education types, from our illiterate folks all the way up to PhD holders, and all occupations, from students, hawkers, cleaners, to office workers, software engineers, even university professors and company CEOs. So no one is spared. But what is very interesting, and I've seen this in our data, very interestingly, the more you think that it won't happen to you, the more vulnerable you are, because your guard is down. The scammers out there, they are masters, and they have a very, very powerful ability. They can hack the human brain. They will know how to hack it, and they prey on the very, very fundamentals of humanity: hopes, dreams, and fears.
In my interactions with young people, and I casually ask them, like, oh, do you know anyone who's been scammed? They'd be like, oh, no, I don't know anyone. Or like, oh, I myself have never been scammed. And I don't think this is quite the case, but I do often think it's the matter that it takes a lot of courage to share with someone that you have been scammed and to share your experiences just because people are afraid of what other people will say. What I would say is I hope that if you have been scammed before, please do share your story with other people so that they can know. There's so many different types of scams that target different types of people.
Moving forward, the new landscape may be just maybe a lot of phishing, because this form of scam requires the least amount of interaction and the least amount of resources. They just blast maybe 10,000 to all of you, right? We are quite sure a number of you all will fall prey. And I'll tell you why people fall prey. Just give an example here. So we were thinking, this victim does not own a car. Why did he fall prey? He said that, actually, I thought it's my father's ERP bill or LTA one. So this is one. And today, this morning, I heard about another one from my colleague. He told me that the wife saw. The wife asked him to go and pay and pestered him to pay. If your wife asks you to pay, most people will pay, right? So this is another problem. But fortunately, my friend is a police officer. So he evaded that scam. So here, we just want to remind everyone to act against scam by being very vigilant.
The schools do have a cyber wellness program incorporated into the curriculum. The basic sort of fundamental knowledge that we want the kids to have. But after that, I think when the kids go back, I think the parents also got to come in to add on to reinforce some of the messages and to monitor what they do at home.
The human impact of scams. How can we act to safeguard others?
Recently, our ambassador visited a senior, and senior shared the case that she experienced in a scam case. Senior recently actually lost a loved one, and the scammer managed to get hold of the information, called her, pretended to show concern, and then convinced her to let him safeguard her savings. So senior was convinced and withdrew $120,000, which she then passed it to the scammer who came to her house to collect it. And eventually, senior figured out that it was a scam, reported to the police. And when our ambassador spoke to her, she found it very difficult to trust people around her. It's not just financial loss, it is also social, mental impact that is detrimental to the senior.
A lot of the migrant workers do get scammed one way or another. And one of the things that is very sad and very unfortunate, it is through their fellow brothers, fellow countrymen who do this. Authority is one of them, because if you have another migrant worker who comes across, speaks properly, and says he's from LTA or from the SPF or some other authority and shows a fake badge, the worker gets a bit upset. Worker feels that he has done something wrong and he doesn't want to be sent back. They come to Singapore, we are a rules-based country, and they feel that if I do the right thing or I say the right thing, I can continue staying and working in Singapore. So we need to continuously educate them, we continuously need to engage them and create awareness.
We have been working with our telecom authorities to clamp down on international incoming calls that attempt to display the +65 prefix. So that is essentially an international call pretending to be a call that is being made in Singapore. But as we clamp down, as we institute measures to clamp down, we know that scammers will move to another channel. I think in terms of our anti-scam measures, we are trying to build them as comprehensive as possible, but there is always the last mile that we will have to rely on the public to be able to discern whether or not the caller is likely a scammer and that they are just trying to hook you or trying to sell you a scam.
Just to add on to that point that Feng Ching is saying, actually the forms of persuasion will just mutate. And we have seen it, right, in all the different kinds of scams that we see, and it will just continue to mutate as the years progress. So one of the things that may be needed for us, again, as what he has rightly pointed out, is for our population and for you and me to be cyber alert. This means that, no matter what the form may be, you can at least have some signs, some things that you can pick up. So it's something that we may need to gradually build a culture towards, because I think the scammers will just innovate. They are probably one of the most innovative people in the world today.
Scams will continue to evolve. There will always be new modalities, new functionalities, and it will always be work in progress. Unfortunately, this disease does not just stop at the wallet. It hits the heart and it hits the mind. We have got to choke the scammers and choke the oxygen that they have. The oxygen is the opportunities to prey on our vulnerable family members and our members of our community. We must press ahead to find new solutions to combat them.